on the back of the packet, it will tell you when to plant them. Did I read the backs of the packets? No. I
got the gist.
Planted them in the little seedling pots and I went on my way. And then I washed off all my labels.
Smart. You're really on it.
I am.
You're on top of it.
Good thing. Let me tell you how to garden.
Yes, from an expert.
Yeah.
Come learn how to do this.
Come learn how to do these things.
You know what? You've learned a lot from your mistakes.
Yes.
And I feel like, if anything, that's even more valuable than someone who's an expert, is someone who's like, I fucked up all these things. Don't do this.
I think,
you know?
And I have like a little segment in the end about tips and pearls of wisdom. And one of them is like, trial by error.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Or just listen to Kristin's trial by errors.
Let
and then
me
you
do
don't,
those errors for you so you don't have to. I think
that's really noble of you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Honorable.
This is really,
She's going to take one for the team. Yeah. To learn from mistakes that she doesn't have to make, but she's making them for you guys.
I'm making them for you guys.
You're welcome. Yeah.
They said that we'd grow out of it. Well, the joke's on them, that's just our brains. We're eccentric, loud, and stubborn. And most of our clothing is covered in stains. It's not a deficit of attention. There's just too much to think about. So if executive dysfunction becomes a little too much, if you forgot why you came in this room, or you're hypersensitive to touch, then put on your seamless socks and come join our little flock. Bitches stimming together, we're weirds of a feather. Weirds of a feather.
Right? Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it looks good. You look good. All right.
Feel really, really good. Yeah.
All right.
Really solid. Ready to chat.
Yeah, I'm ready too. Yeah, sure.
Ready to crush it.
Yeah.
So let's
it.
Do it. Crush it.
Welcome to Weirds of a Feather, an AuDHD-Adjacent podcast. I'm your host, Kristin Stanhope.
And I'm your host, Grace Bray.
Welcome. We've got an episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect for the springtime.
Yep.
Wish it felt like spring.
Yeah, it is gloomy as heck.
So much gloom for
depressing.
so long. I want more than one day.
Yeah, the problem with a one nice day is I start to come out of my hibernation and my gloom, and I'm feeling hopeful, and I'm like starting projects, and then it goes right back into gloom, and then I lose all my energy, and I feel worse.
I'm just gonna like lay in bed and die.
Yeah, and be like upset about all those unfinished projects that I started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool, really fun. Everyone move to Maine.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Where spring doesn't start until July.
Yeah. And then it's like way too hot and humid for 2 months.
Yep.
And then fall's nice.
Fall is nice.
And
my favorite season.
Climate change, silver lining, falls are getting longer here.
Hey,
and isn't that nice?
That is nice. Our best season.
Yep. Repercussions be damned.
Yep.
I just want to have a nice, crisp autumn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chilly down here.
Quite, yes.
Yeah. Would you like to get warm? A warm-up question?
Yeah, I'd love to get a little toasty.
A little toasty under your toesies.
Ooh.
Oh. We've talked about safety foods.
Yeah.
We've talked about safety TV shows.
Yeah.
Safety sweatshirts. All sorts of things.
Sure.
Do you have safety music?
I do. It's Yo-Yo Ma.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So classy.
Well, you know me. It's only one song.
Is it?
Yeah, Yo-Yo Ma's Bach's Cello Suite #1 in G minor. Or is it G major?
I feel like if that's your safety, you should probably know that.
I know. God,
don't. It's minor, you
don't.
bitch.
You fucking idiot. Yeah, I would say I do a lot of, that's kind of my go-to.
Do you listen to it on repeat if you need to?
Over and over and over and over. Like the good little autistic girl I am.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also will do like old emo music is my other kind of go-to because it gets me in a good mood. I know all the words. It makes me feel kind of like rebellious and cool and just kind of gets me out of my funk. So I would say, the duality of woman.
Yeah.
You got Taking Back Sunday on one hand and then you got world-class cellist Yo-Yo Ma.
Would you ever listen to Yo-Yo Ma and then go straight into Taking Back Sunday?
No, never. No. It's one or the other. I'm in one mood or the other mood.
That's fair.
They never overlap.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
What are yours?
Mine is Goth Babe, which not goth.
Goth Babe.
Very, very chill.
Yeah.
Very like Portland, Oregon.
Oh.
Always upbeat, always nice, and just reminds me of like a nice like spring summer day. Not main spring.
Yeah, but
a different
spring.
Theoretical spring.
Yeah.
Kind of, especially on gloomy days.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me want to live.
All right.
So
yeah, you got to have something.
He just recently came out with he's like such like a little mountain bomb, and he's just like playing his guitar and his. What I imagine him is someone who lives in their van, but like not for Instagram, you know?
Not like van life.
Not van life. More like this is
Climber barrage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who like lives in his van and does seasonal work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his dog.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I get the gist.
Who also plays music.
The dog?
Not the dog, but it's just him. It's just one guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Because I think sometimes when you're listening to an album, they have like some like sadder songs and then happier songs. I'm like, I need all happy. And then I get another one. Have you ever heard of Medicine? Not like
I've heard of Medicine, yeah. I'm familiar with the concept
like
of medications.
No, it's Medassin.
No, that's
I think
bothering me, but
a DJ, but he has one album called Irene, no lyrics, and it makes my life. It's just also upbeat, kind of weird concept album is what I'm thinking. Not sure.
See, sometimes it's nice to have a song that doesn't have any words, like Yo Yo Ma, that you can kind of just put on. You don't have to think about the words. It's just the music. Like John Butler Trio's song Oceans, where I used to listen. That was my safety song in college, I would say. I would put it on while I was studying on repeat over and over and over. He would play one of those crazy guitars that has like 13 strings or whatever, and he would do the finger plucking.
Oh, cool.
And he'd have the creepy long fingernails. There's a live version of it that's like 10 minutes long, and it's him like finger plucking. It's incredible. So that I would say that's my other one. Highly recommend.
You lost me at the fingernails.
Well, it's just for better finger plucking, you know? You want long fingernails so you can... I don't know if some people wear like fake ones when they do that. I don't know if his were real or not, but either way.
Interesting.
It was worth it for the finger plucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll listen to some Yo Yo Ma on the way home.
Yo Yo Ma! Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He's so talented.
Yeah. Is he still around?
Oh, yeah. He came to Portland last year, but
really?
tickets were like $400.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Come on, man. Come on, Ma.
Make it more accessible.
I know, but that's okay. Because I can just listen to him on repeat. Yeah, for the last like 5 years, my number one most played song on Spotify was Hella Sweet number one. Cool.
I like it. I like it. I think a lot of people have safety music.
Yeah. Let us know your safety music, your safety songs.
Take a poll.
Yeah.
What's your safety music, safety song, safety melody?
Yeah.
Is it our song, our beginning song?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe.
Be nice? No.
Probably not. Yeah.
But that's okay. Don't be a suck up. No.
Yeah, don't be a kiss ass. We don't want to hear it because now we know you're just saying it to appease us.
Yeah.
But really, if it's our song, let us know.
Yeah,
we really appreciate it.
Send you a gift, maybe.
Well, don't make promises you can't keep.
I will.
So
in my mind,
send Jane her gift.
I will
3 years
send
ago.
you positive vibes.
Yeah. We'll pray for you.
It's funny. You want to get on to our accomplishments?
Yeah, giddy up.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Little accomplishments, but big in our hearts.
Grace.
Yeah.
What'd you accomplish?
I did a huge Costco run the other day. Well, Ian and I did.
Without me?
Yeah, sorry. We went on a Monday.
Garbage.
You weren't around. Because the weekends are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and plus the tariffs are hitting soon.
Yeah.
So.
I thought they were already here.
Well, they are here, but we haven't really seen the impacts on the shelves yet. But people are reporting that, cargo ships either aren't coming in at all or they're coming in with like 40% of the stuff they usually have. So
wonderful.
People are saying in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be seeing shelves empty and much higher prices than even now. So
great.
We decided to do a big Costco run just to get, the staples, the basics.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Your cans of beans. I got that big ass thing of Benefiber. Got things like, toothpaste.
Yeah.
Shampoo.
Yeah.
Ibuprofen.
Oh, yeah, you got to stock up on that.
Yeah. Just kind of the staples that are good to have around.
That you'll use anyway.
Yeah. So we spent quite a bit of money, but if it can save us from having to spend that money in the future on stuff that's more expensive.
I hate making like a basic needs run because you're like, why is this so expensive? But then you don't buy it for like 4 months.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. Like I haven't bought allergy pills in months and months and months because I got a year's supply last time and I just got another one.
That.
Yeah.
That was great.
So yeah, it'll pay off in the long run. And I was like kind of stressing about it because I just like to have a full pantry. Just, you never know.
Great pantry.
Right? You never know, and it's just
living my pantry dreams.
Good to have on hand. Thank you. We want to expand the pantry.
Ooh,
yeah,
I'm excited for that.
Pantry expansion.
Expansion.
Pantry expansion.
Okay.
I think we'll stick with pantry expansion. Kristin, what did you accomplish?
I had a good eyebrow day.
Oh,
yesterday.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Just one day?
Not today, but yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, they came out real good. I'm still recovering from when we all plucked our eyebrows off in the 90s.
Same.
Like most millennials.
Same. They'll never go back.
Yep. So I don't know. Every once in a while, you just, when you just nail it and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, that's how eyebrows are supposed to look.
And then I put on my glasses and I went to work and no one saw them.
Womp womp. Well, also, not everyone appreciates a good eyebrow the way that you do. So I think that's part of it.
And I also was proud of myself for recognizing that I really nailed my eyebrows.
Yeah.
Got it done.
Good job. What do you think made it such a special day? Just
luck.
Yeah. Just one of those days.
The stars aligned and it just happened. I don't have like an eyebrow routine. I just try to wing it.
You got nice eyebrows.
Oh, thank you. They were better yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So I've heard.
But yeah, I was like, wow, these look great. I'm like, what the fuck? Wish I was going somewhere.
Yeah,
nice.
I know. I hate when you waste one of those days.
You're like, it's just, it was my 17 out of 17 day stretch at the hospital, which I don't recommend.
The universe knew you needed a little
I needed
pick-me-up.
a win. I needed a win, and that did it. I was like, whoa.
You know what? We're going to give her a good eyebrow day to get her through this final stretch.
It's like, wow.
That's how you know your life is crumbling around you, when you're like, oh my God, this is incredible. My eyebrows.
What a day.
As you're like crying.
Yeah. I'm so tired.
But at least my eyebrows look good.
At least my eyebrows are okay until I like rub them off from crying in the bathroom.
Yeah, that happens.
But anyway,
for that one moment in time, man, you were flying. Yeah. Well, congrats on yesterday.
I was really excited about it.
Really.
Wish today turned out half as good, but nah.
Can't win them all, you know? And that's what makes those days so special.
Yeah, exactly.
When you hit it perfectly.
Right. Just like a nice spring day in a bunch of gloom.
Yeah.
A nice eyebrow day after years of garbage brows.
Nothing like it.
You're like, whoa.
Who's this glam bot?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, side question. If you had the opportunity to do one of those glam bots, would you do it? Because that's my nightmare.
What's a glam bot?
You've never seen the glam bots where they do them at like red carpet events with celebrities where
like
you
the
turn
slow-mo camera.
And some of them are terrible, like Joey King's where it looks like she doesn't have any teeth.
I don't understand. No, I don't think so. I
would not do one. I think they're so hard and they almost always look bad.
You know what I hate? The nail cam where it's like a close-up picture of someone's hands.
I don't mind that.
First of all, I guess who gives a shit?
Nail art, people who love nail art care a lot. There's like a whole nail art community. I think that's better than the slow-mo glam bot because like how many people actually look good in it? I would say 10%.
There's a reason why most films are shot in like regular speed.
Yeah, there's a reason we move faster than that. Yeah. We don't need to be seen at such a slow motion.
Ugh. I feel like I would have to train for it.
Yes.
I would have to study.
The people who don't train are fools. Like, how are you going to get up there and be like, yep, I can do it? Like, all the older people, no offense, but they always go way too slow is the thing.
You're supposed to just move regularly, right?
You're supposed to move regular, but you need to have like a little move and you need to do it quickly. Like, people, I think, will wait even a few seconds to do it. It's like, nope, you've already waited too long. You got to do that move immediately, like a hair flip or like a wink or whatever. A lot of people's end up either boring or they're just kind of like turning slightly because they think it'll go faster, or they look insane. Like truly, Joey King's, I feel so bad. And
now I have to look this up.
Yes, it looked like the way she does it.
Who's Joey King?
Oh, she's in a lot of shit that I can't think about right now.
We should
Eloise. Did she play Eloise? You know the character, the Eloise books?
Yeah.
I think she played Eloise in the movie. I don't know. She's like a cute girl. She got the short little hair. I'll show you after.
Yeah.
And she has addressed her bad glam bot cam because it's so bad and she knows it and she's like embarrassed about it. But
humbling.
She can laugh about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Because you only have a few seconds. And if you look bad in those few seconds, they're going to show you holding that pose for so long. It's so long. So you spend 1 second making a bad face. Now it's been drawn out for 20, you know?
God, we would be so bad at that.
So bad.
You know what we both do? Probably like a turtle, like,
Yeah. Like thinking it would be funny, and then it's just like a slow-mo of you just making that face forever.
18 chins.
Yeah. Yeah,
18
you do your
chins,
mud puppy.
Kristin. Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll make it to the glam bots and we
glam bots, and we can just...
Maybe we'll try to make them as bad as possible, so that way it's like we're kind of leaning into it, you know? It's like, can't make fun of me if I'm bullying myself.
At that than trying it for realsies.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to try for realsies, because I'll fail. So might as well lean into the cringe, you know? Be the cringe you want to see in the world and all that. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know, and why would you if you're listening to this, because we haven't said anything yet.
And how would you know?
We got a Just Segs episode with the heavy duty hobby collectors coming up.
Oh yeah.
But first, we got quirks.
Yes, we do.
We haven't done quirks in a while.
I know.
I like the quirks.
Been missing them. Get your kazoo.
Oh my God, way over there. Wow. Oh my God. Pop a hip out trying to get this.
I know, Grandma. At least you didn't
what?
Dump my water all over me. Sloshing, daily dribble. Like a daily slosh, am I right?
I started wearing hospital scrubs at work because I just cannot be trusted with regular scrubs. Plus,
what's the difference?
Well, hospital scrubs, they're clean.
Dumpier. Oh,
yeah. It's like kind of like generic sizes. So I bought like cute scrubs from this online company.
How do you feel? Are those like the sexy scrubs? Tight scrubs?
Figs.
How do you feel about those? Yeah.
I think figs are nice, but they're expensive. So I bought the cheaper brand. And I bought like the cargo short ones, so they're not sexy on me.
No, they are not. I can't imagine they would be. Cargo short scrubs?
No, cargo pant.
Oh, you said cargo shorts.
I meant cargo pant.
The idea of you
can't wear shorts in the hospital.
Cargo short scrubs.
Check out these pockets. They do have pockets on the side.
Tons of them?
Not tons of them. They're not like the classic 90s cargo
Okay, you shouldn't use the word cargo, because now I'm picturing like a dad hiking and the idea of you wearing like a scrub version of that, like a bunch of pockets.
They're
fishing hooks.
Kind of just like a straight leg pant. They're not the tight joggers that you see on Instagram nurse models. Although I did buy a pair of tight. I didn't think they were going to be tight. I bought like a regular size and I was like, why are these so fucking tight? Like who's wearing these?
Some people want to be sexy at work. Not me, but other people. I miss wearing scrubs. It's like wearing PJs.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get something, you have a daily dribble, you just go up and get a new pair.
Exactly. Boom.
So nice.
I need that for my regular life. All right. Should we get into these quirks?
Yeah. Let me warm up.
Yeah. Give it a toot. You're ready. Professional in the house.
I am ready.
Okay. Tune me in. Some people call me spacey, some people call me fun, but I'm just quirky. Great. Have fun with it, you know?
Yeah. All right. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
All right, you go first.
All right. These so when I was writing this episode, I was like, shoot, I don't have any quirks. And then the universe happened and I had like 4 quirks in like a day.
Universe said, bitch, I'll show you quirks.
Yeah. Oh, you need quirks?
Here you go.
Here you go. So these all happened within like the last like 4 days.
Right.
Quirk number 1. I have swallowed about 10 pieces of gum this week.
On purpose or accidentally?
Both.
Why? Why are you swallowing gum?
One,
you stress swallowing gum?
I'm like, I like get a piece and I'm like, ah, rah, rah. And then I'm like about to go in a patient room and I'm like, I can't be like chomping on gum.
Is there no trash can?
There's plenty of trash cans, but I'm just like,
what's going on?
I'm just,
why? Doesn't it
efficient.
hurt?
It doesn't hurt. It's gum.
I know, but it's like swallowing a pill.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I guess you're the expert, so what do I know? I don't remember the last time I swallowed gum on purpose.
Some more gum, and it's fine. It's fine. It'll come out eventually.
Ugh. That's not true, right? That'll stay in there.
No, it's gonna come out.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time.
Probably not great, but yeah.
Gross.
It'll come out. I've swallowed worse.
Have you? Like what? Is that a statement you want to make on this podcast?
One time
I've swallowed worse.
Swallowed a whole Swedish fish.
That's
you know
right.
how big those things are?
Yeah.
Or like a whole grape.
Yeah.
By accident.
You could have choked.
Right? I could have. And there's that like half second of panic of like, oh my God, I just did this.
Yeah. Why? I guess once again, why?
With the Swedish fish, I get really too enthusitic about it. It's cannot be trusted. I should be watched while I'm eating those. Because,
someone should cut them up for you.
Right.
Like a little kid with grapes.
I just, you just get, they're just so good. And
You're just sliding them down your gullet.
Right. I can't get enough of them. So yeah, cannot be trusted.
You're a freak.
Yep. I won't argue. Yesterday, because I had my great eyebrow day, I felt like a god for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I got to work. I'm like rounding on all the hospital patients. And I'm like, wow, we finished rounds early. And we go downstairs and the entire office staff is looking for me because apparently I had a whole clinic that I didn't know about because I didn't look at my schedule.
Classic.
And I already had like 2 patients roomed and they're like, we didn't know if you were here or not.
Yikes.
And I was like, oh, why? And they're like, well, because you have a clinic. And I was like, And usually I like to prepare, like I look at the charts in advance and stuff. And not to that day. And I was like, okay, when does it start? And they're like, 30 minutes ago. I'm like, cool. Let's get started.
Great.
Just like, fuck my life.
So no time to cry in the bathroom then quickly, I guess.
Exactly. And I'm like, great. The MA, who's very like on it, she's like, I've already room 2. And I was like, all right, who got here first? She's like, this one. I'm like, let's go. And I had a student with me. I'm like,
so don't do that.
I'm like, this is what we're doing today. She's like, oh.
It's extra embarrassing. And you have a student. You have to play it cool. Like you did it on purpose.
Like, where is she?
Yeah.
I'm like,
see, that's why I feel like it's so hard for ADHDers to relax for one fucking second. Because the one time we're like, wow, I actually feel, for once, I feel like I'm ahead of my work. I'm on top of stuff. I can kind of relax and what an easy day. It's like, no, you're relaxed because you're missing something.
I even thought, I'm like, wow, I think this day is going to be really long because there's not that much to do. Boy, was I wrong.
Yep. Surprise.
There's so much to do.
Yep. So I feel like, and then we panic so hard and it feels like, God, just that sick feeling in your stomach when you realize you've forgotten something. And so we're like always on edge because it's like, what if I'm forgetting something? Because history has shown us that sometimes we're forgetting things. It happened to me with a meeting last week. I was supposed to be meeting with Megan, my partner who I'm doing my podcast production company with.
Woo!
And I was on the phone with my mom. It was like 10:30 in the morning on a Monday. And I was like, sweet, I got the whole day to kind of casually work on my podcast stuff. And luckily Megan texted me, but she was like, are you ready for our meeting at 11? I was like, oh, fuck.
No.
No. Thank God she texted me.
I hate that.
Yeah, but it's just like a stomach drop. Like,
yeah, you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. That happens to me all the time. So I'm just like convinced I've remembered things.
Right.
Like, why? Based on what?
I think luckily I was on day 17 of 17 of being at the hospital in a row. And I was so overtired. I just didn't have time to care or like be upset about it.
That's understandable.
And I was like, great, let's start.
Let's get going, team.
The nurses are like, are you okay? I'm like, we'll be all right.
You really go with the flow, and I'm sure everyone knows that about you, that you're casual.
Yeah, super
easygoing.
Casual Kristin is what they call me.
Yeah, just
totally fine. Just
flying by the seat of your pants.
Fine.
Yeah, spontaneous.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because the day before, this is quirk number 3, I had a total meltdown because my office smelled like onions.
Was it Ted farting onions in there?
No, it wasn't Ted. So Ted has moved out. The vascular team has officially like made room for him.
Nice.
And so because all this week I was on my, we had like people on vacation, and just because of the way of things, I was by myself for all this week except for like the last 2 days. So it's just me in my office, which was like delightful. Nice. I was so productive. I had the lights off and just natural sunlight. I didn't have like the fluorescents on. I got all my stuff done. I had headphones in. It was lovely.
So normally you like to body double to get work done.
No, not this week.
But not this time?
I didn't need it. I was...
All right.
It was great. And so one day, because it's nurses week, so yay nurses.
Yay nurses. Thanks, nurses.
Our office decided to have Italian sandwiches. And the thing about our office is we don't have a break room, which is really just like the worst, because everybody likes to bring in like cookies and stuff. And like our office is pretty big, but it's about to be like full of people. But right now it's not. We're in the process of hiring. So there's like a couple extra desks. And those desks get food piled up on them. And so this week they're like, let's make Italian sandwiches, which I'm like, whatever. I'm just trying to get my stuff in. I'm not going to participate, but I support Nurses Week. And they brought all of like the Italian sandwich ingredients.
Do you want to explain what an Italian is for those who don't live in New England?
That's fair.
Because I'm realizing that it's
a
very, very local sandwich.
It is a local sandwich. It's almost a sub, but it's different bread. It's like special Italian bread. Not like from Italy, but like Italian style sub roll, which is like a white bread, but it's not sub rolls. It's different. And then it's ham and cheese, and it's green pepper, salt, pepper, and oil. Sometimes people put onions on it, usually tomatoes, and that's it.
You can also get a turkey Italian, but the classic, just a regular Italian,
ham
is
and cheese, green pepper, tomato, olives, onions, salt, pepper, oil. That's it. And it's delicious. If you go to Amato's and you get it. If you go to Sam's, it's fucking garbage.
Is it?
Yes. Sam's wishes it could be like Amato's.
I've only recently gotten into Italians after years and years and years of being adamantly against them. They're okay. Pickles. Sometimes pickles.
Yes, I love the pickles. I always go to ham and cheese, pickles, green peppers, tomatoes, onions, olives. No onions.
Yeah, I don't want onions on it.
I don't want onions. Some people love the onions. Uncooked onions,
yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
So, those are the ingredients. So, the nurses and the MAs, they're cutting up vegetables. They're doing it in my office.
Ugh. You don't have like a kitchen? Like
There's no break room.
Why?
There's no break room. And then
That's
they
crazy.
leave all the ingredients out, including smelly onions. And then all the meats and the cheeses. And it's so bad. And then not only that, but I'm like trying to get all my stuff in, and then everybody's walking in to get onions, and they're onion sandwiches, right?
Ew.
Disgusting. I was so mad. I went up to the 3rd floor where like all my patients are, and I just like pouted in front of the nurses for the rest of the afternoon. I couldn't get anything done. And even a doctor came by and they were like, I think what you're saying is valid. I'm like, it better be valid.
Yeah, that is very valid.
This is onion smelling. And it was so bad that Dr. Ted, who was just on here, walked by, smelled it, and without telling anybody, took the onions, put them in the trash bag, and tied up the trash bag, and then texted me. I tried to get rid of the onions, but don't go to your office. It's really smelly.
Oh,
and
that
I
was
said,
thoughtful of him.
He's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
And I said, this is brutal. I'm going to murder someone. And he says, maybe you should stay upstairs.
Maybe just stay away.
Stay away.
Oh, I'd be so pissed.
I was so mad.
Smell someone you can't get away from.
I couldn't even. I was like, I smell like onions now. I can't get the onions out of my nose. I was like, I just want to go to work. I want to do my work. And then I even told the surgeon that I was working with, I was like, 1, not in a good mood. 2, my office smells like onions, so I'm hiding on the 3rd floor if you need me. 3, you probably only want to need me if you really need me, because I am in a mood. And she's like, okay.
Couldn't they have done it without the onions at least.
Even if they did it without the onions,
it would have
still smelled like a deli.
Yep.
But the onions threw me over the edge. And then it was like
They're
all the
so
talking
strong.
and the like, how was your day? I'm like, I'm trying to freaking work here.
Yeah.
All I can smell is onions. And so, yeah, I'm still mad, obviously.
I can tell.
Obviously. So my coworker gets back who's like lead PA. And I was like, this is a great job for the lead PA to address. Because one, he loves confrontation. He'll never admit it.
Great.
But I know, isn't that great? That's a great quality to have in a leader.
Is he a Leo?
What?
Is he a Leo?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
I'm curious.
No, he's
Probably
Capricorn,
fire sign.
I think. He loves confrontation. He loves a good argument.
Same.
He doesn't back down. It's kind of wild. Like it's crazy.
That's what you want in your corner.
I know, exactly. And he'll fight for you, even if it's like over dumb shit, like fucking onions. Yeah. So I was like, he gets back from vacation. I go, hey, we have to have a serious talk because something happened yesterday and I can't get over it. And he was like, oh my God, like, did someone yell at you? Was it a patient safety thing? I was like, it might as well been.
Because I'm going to burn this hospital down if I have to keep smelling onions in my office. Everyone is in danger.
I was like, we need to have like meetings about this. I was like, I don't want to bring it up because I want to like support, it's good camaraderie for people to have these little like potlucks and stuff, but not in my office.
If there's a break room, yes. But like to just have that stuff out in an office is inappropriate.
I can't get over it.
No.
The onions.
It's like the stinkiest thing.
I was so upset. I like come home. I think I was rude to a nurse on the phone and I kind of felt bad. I tried really hard not to be. It's like affecting my relationship with Christopher.
God, those onions really did a number on you.
Destroyed me. I turned into a monster for the rest of the day. Like going to see patients, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I smell like onions.
Yeah. What's
over
it to you? Yeah. I can't get over it.
Anyway. You're so quirky. You're so quirky. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's cute little quirks.
Just cute little quirks. I'm still mad. Still mad.
I can hear that.
Anyway, Grace.
Yes?
You got any quirks?
I do. And I feel like mine are relatively tame compared to your onion problem.
I've got big onion problems.
You've got a big onion problem. All right, quirk number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I often become distressed when I see people are not eating their food in its best possible form.
You're a food optimizer.
Yes. I thought you were going to call me a foodie. I'm like, no, it's not about the...
Like how I make ramen noodles?
Yes. Because you're doing it wrong. And even though I'm not eating it and it has nothing to do with me, it's like...
And I could care less.
Yes. It's like, why wouldn't you want to eat those in the best possible way? Like, why wouldn't you want to have it taste as good as possible?
Once again, you and Christopher are the same person. You know what he does that drives me nuts? When he cooks meat, particularly steak, he has to like let it rest because the juices. Apparently, there's a juice situation.
Yeah, there's a juice situation.
And you're supposed to let it rest. And I'm like, I'm fucking starving. And he's like, it'll be ready in 10 minutes. I'm like, it's ready right now.
Yeah.
It's ready.
Okay, see, I wouldn't care about.
Look at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't care about that because, like, if I'm hungry and it's ready, like, that last 4% doesn't matter much to me. It's really
matters very much to him.
Yeah. It's more like the big discretions that, like, really bothers me. Like, you not making your ramen correctly because you're not cooking the noodles. You're just adding hot water. You're not boiling them. And didn't you make them properly after I said that? And you said, oh, yeah, this is much better.
It is better, but...
It's not even that much harder. You know, if I see Ian eating something cold that would be better warm, especially if it's something that has cheese on it, like, no, heat it up. It's going to taste better. And he always, when I say that, he heats it up and it does taste better. Or like, you know, even with Lucy, when I give her carrots, I'll peel them first. I'm like, I want her to have the best possible experience with this carrot.
She'll eat hot garbage.
I know. And yet, I have to peel the carrots for her. So I'm like, I just can't do that to her. The peel is bitter, and she would enjoy this carrot more if it were.
Is it bitter?
Yeah, it's not very good. It just tastes like dirt.
Well, because it's dirty.
I know, and so I want to peel them for her, even though she's a dog and she licks her butthole.
Yeah,
I just care so much about people eating things in the most optimal way that I'm going to peel my dog's carrots for her.
That's very kind of you, but unnecessary.
It's more about myself than her. No, it's about her as well. It's both. It's for both of our sakes. All right, quirk number 2.
All right.
a little while ago, I bought this really cool like double looped nose ring that would like go in the nose
you like
twice.
twist it in?
Yeah, like a corkscrew.
I saw those.
Then it has like 2 loops on the outside. Yeah, I was so excited. I thought it was so cool. I got it off Etsy, put it in. I thought it looked cool. And within the day, I ripped it out because I got it stuck on something. It didn't like rip out of my nose. It just I got it caught on something and it like bent the metal and kind of like ruined the loop within probably a couple of hours of having it in. I'm like, well, that was fun while it lasted.
You need like a titanium one that like
but if it gets stuck on something and it doesn't bend, that means it's gonna rip out of my nose.
So that's true.
I'd rather have it bend than have my nostril bend.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I saw it. That's cool.
It was cool for a bit. And now it's broken.
And now it's not.
I bought it on Etsy. It was like $18 for maybe an hour of my own enjoyment by myself because I didn't even go anywhere. I was like, that looks cool. And then I think I like took off my sweatshirt or something and it got caught. I'm like, well, all right, now that's done.
It's good to like get that out of your system.
Yeah.
Like, well, this isn't for me.
Yeah, I guess I can't own one of those. Super cool. All right. And quirk number 3.
Yay.
Last weekend, Ian and I went to a wedding reception for one of his friends, Alan. You know Alan.
Yeah. Alan got married?
Yeah, he got married.
Oh.
I think they eloped. And then a couple weeks ago, they just did essentially like a reception without the ceremony part for people. And they did it at Allagash Brewery, which was nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did weddings.
Yeah. It was lovely. It was really beautiful.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So we went to that. That was nice. Karen and Brendan were there. You guys know Karen. The old shits in the river Karen.
Yeah, shits in the river Karen. Yeah.
And they had games out on the tables at this reception. And Karen and I discovered that both of us are very intense spit players.
You are an intense spit player.
Love it.
I've never played spit with you, but my brother has when he used to babysit you. And
Lily and I used to
would
fuck
come
him up.
home so defeated. And he's like, those girls.
Because Lily and I would play at camp constantly. We're just so fast at it. And it's hard to find people who also play.
I remember he's like, all they want to do is play spit. And they always win.
I remember playing with Nick upstairs in this house, actually, in the living room. Yeah. I have like a very specific memory of playing with your brother and beating him.
I don't think he's played spit since.
Good. I'm glad I traumatized him.
Good. Yeah, he needs that.
Can't handle the heat. He needed to be put in his place by a couple of little girls. Yeah.
It's good for him.
Yeah.
Humbling.
It's good to humble him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karen and I discovered that she is also a very intense spit player. She used to play in high school. And
competitive spit on the spit
she said she would play for like 2 hours a day.
Jesus.
She's not, she smoked me.
Did she?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Lily and I would do 2-handed. You can either, you both do one hand or you both play with 2 hands. But one hand is obviously harder. So I'm more used to playing with 2 hands.
I like don't remember how to play spit.
It's essentially like you have 5 piles of cards laid out in front of you.
Yeah.
When you say 1, 2, 3 spit, you both flip over a card from your other flipping pile.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like trying to get rid of your cards in your 5-card lineup by like either going up or down. You know, if it's 4, you can either put a 3 or a 5. And then once you get rid of all your cards, your 5 rows in front of you, then you got to slap the smaller pile. So the point is to get rid of all your cards. And then you start again and you keep going and going until someone has no cards.
I don't think I can see that fast.
Yeah, it's very
like
fast.
My eyes won't process.
I think they'll process, but then you got to like move quickly too. And you also have to pay attention to what the other person's doing. Cause like sometimes I just get so in the zone and in my own thing that I'm like going. Meanwhile, Karen's run out of cards and she's already slapped the smaller pile. And I'm like so focused on what I'm doing. So it's like a lot of attention. She smoked me. She kicked my ass. She did great.
Damn, Karen.
But we, for the rest of the night, we just very intensely played spit while everyone socialized around us.
Someone's going to have that as like a core memory. They're going to be like, oh, wasn't Alan's wedding so fun? Except for those 2 girls.
It's also like, like slapping the table.
They were like really intense.
Yeah. I literally got paper cuts under my fingernails because the table was slippery and you're only using one hand. So it's like I'm doing everything with my left hand. And I would go to pick the card up and it would like slip under my fingernail.
Ouch.
And Karen's going so fast. I'm trying to go fast. I'm getting cuts on my nails.
You've got spit injuries.
Yeah. I literally had like big slices. It hurt really bad, but you got to play through the pain, you know? That's what they say. So I kept going. I was bleeding. I kept going. I still lost.
Some poor guy is going to pick up those cards at Allagash Brewing and they're going to be covered in blood.
Yeah. I mean, that's the intensity of spit, you know? You can't handle it, then you can't handle it. You got to go home. But yeah, everyone was like socializing nicely around us and playing, because they had a bunch of games out on tables and people were playing like group games and using them to socialize. No, Karen and I were just like in our own world, being so intense and aggressive and loud while everyone was having like a nice time.
Hey, honey, you want a drink? You're like, don't talk to me.
Piss off. No, he and Brendan were socializing. I hadn't even met Alan's now wife before, and she came over to the table
and you're
for the first time, and Ian was
you
like,
can't handle it, get out of the way.
Ian was like, I'll introduce you to later. Grace is in a really intense game right now. Meanwhile, I'm at this poor woman's reception. I've never even met her
for this. Yeah.
We're just like heads down, bleeding.
I'm glad you had a great time. That's really funny.
Yeah, I had a great time. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather play games than sit around chatting. So,
yeah.
Give me an activity, I'll go forever.
Small talk.
Yeah. Yeah. No, spit. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
great.
so quirky.
You're so quirky.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny. And I can see you doing that.
Right?
Like, I can picture it now.
Yeah. It was a great time. And now I'm like really ready to crush some more spit games.
Oh, I thought you said you're ready for more weddings.
No.
I don't think you are.
I'm ready for spit. Unless you got spit there, and then I'll come to your wedding. I won't be very much fun. But
I'll have spit at my wedding. I'll have a deck of cards out. Yeah.
Will you?
Yeah.
Please.
Let's get on to hobby collectors.
Yeah, we haven't done hobby collectors in a while.
We haven't done a hobby collector in a while. Let's play that song.
We are the collectors. These are our hobbies. We are the collectors, and these are our hobbies. We are the collectors, and these are our hobbies. We are the collectors. Hobby collectors.
All right, welcome back from that song.
Welcome back. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane. Lovely as always.
Lovely song as always.
Welcome.
Welcome to Hobby Collectors. This episode's hobby is on gardening. For beginners, by beginner. Me. I am that beginner. Not a novice. I've done it a couple times. But we've talked about bonsai. We talked about indoor plants with Karen. Remember? We talked about composting.
Yep.
Let's put it all together. Let's talk about big boy gardening.
For big boys.
Yeah. Big gardens for big boys.
Yeah.
But we don't have to talk about big gardens. We can talk about little gardens. We're going to just talk about the concept of gardening.
Theoretical
What
gardening.
is it? Theoretical gardening.
Yeah.
No. Real life IRL gardening.
All right.
So, because, it's spring. 'Tis the season for gardening.
So they say.
Yeah. There's many types of gardening. You can garden flowers. There's something called a victory garden, which is very like post World War II. It's just like a square lot with rows of stuff.
Why is it a victory garden?
I think it was like very like World War II.
We won the war.
Propaganda, like grow your own vegetables.
Nuclear family.
Yeah. Something like that. There's like something called a keyhole garden where like your garden is in the shape of a keyhole. And I guess that's supposed to like optimize the most amount of plants in the least amount of space. There's something called permaculture, which one day I'll get into, which is very much like making like a food forest instead of like planting annual things that die at the end of the year. I follow a guy on TikTok who does a lot of chaos gardening. He literally like grabs a bag of beans and just throws it in his yard.
So the difference between chaos gardening and guerrilla gardening is that guerrilla is on like public property.
Yeah, guerrilla gardening is a statement to the establishment.
Okay. And chaos gardening is just a statement.
Maybe we'll
to
talk
yourself.
about guerrilla gardening one day.
I think we should because I love the concept.
Yeah.
Like I love the idea of it.
We should guerrilla
It's such
garden.
a cool way to kind of fight against the man.
Yeah. We should talk about guerrilla gardening one day, but not today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should add that. There is guerrilla gardening. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I think we've already talked about it too, right?
I think we've mentioned it. I don't think we've covered
like a in-depth
what
guerrilla
is.
gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe in the future we could do like different forms of protest, that are like non-conventional forms of protest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
guerrilla gardening is one of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of types of gardening. Some people garden flowers. Some people garden like bushes and stuff. My idea is that anything where you're planting plants outside, that's gardening to me. Sure. I don't think there's like a definition on like what specifically gardening is.
It's not like what's a walk versus what's a hike. It's like if you're planting something outside, you're doing gardening.
Yeah.
Regardless of where it is or
whether
intention
it's like a tree
or structure.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
That's my idea.
I agree with that idea.
Yeah. And there's a lot of information out there, so I think it's like really it can be really overwhelming to first get started, especially if you have like if you're a new homeowner and you have like space to garden for the first time, or if I think it's just overwhelming. Like, how do you get started?
Like where to start, yeah.
Where to start. So that's what we're going to talk about.
All right.
So I've got a stepwise plan of like what you should consider. So step 1 is kind of like assess your surroundings, like, because what works for someone in Tennessee is not going to work for someone in Hawaii versus Washington versus Maine. So there's climate zones, which you can just go online and find out your climate zone, or you can get an almanac, a farmer's almanac, which I don't know if they have outside of New England.
Yeah,
it's a very New England
just a
thing.
New England thing.
Huh. Let us know. Have you heard of this?
You got an almanac?
You got a farmer's almanac?
Let us know.
But yeah, what climate zone are you? Because, vegetables are going to grow. What's your climate, Because it's going to be really hard to grow tomatoes in like Phoenix, Arizona. They require a lot of water. So maybe don't grow tomatoes there.
And like up here, we're not going to grow citrus trees, unfortunately.
Right. No, even though we try our best.
I wish.
And we have one in our office.
I want a lemon tree.
I have a lemon tree.
Do you? Does it grow?
It gets flowers.
No lemons?
No lemons.
Shoot.
Well, it's very small, but it's hard. I bring it inside during the winter, and now I'm going to bring it outside. But anyway, yeah, we'll probably never actually grow citrus trees.
Hey, you never know. Climate change.
Never know.
In 10 years, we could have the right climate
15,
for it.
20, 50 years, yeah.
And isn't that exciting?
Oh,
isn't that a nice silver lining?
Yeah. We'll be flooded out of our homes, but maybe we'll grow a citrus tree.
Yeah, so worth it.
But there's other like citrus type fruits you can grow, or bushes you can grow that have like citrus flavor. There's something called sumac, not poisonous
sumac.
No, other sumac.
Oh,
that has like a citrusy flavor. But yeah, anyway, you gotta assess your surroundings. Like, what's your climate like? What can you grow? What's your space? And like, do you want to grow vegetables? Do you want to grow flowers? You want to grow like ornamental plants? What's going on? Speaking of climate, you want to know specifically when the last frost is if you're a place that gets frosty, because you do not want to have your plants freeze.
Yeah.
So if you plant something like in Maine, if you plant something in April, there's usually like one last frost that's going to just like destroy things. Yeah. So just plant.
It's hard to know, especially with the climate changing, because I feel like things are so different year to year.
Yep. And like, how much space do you have? Are you someone who's going to grow, like you just have like one little like bucket, little potted plant? That's totally fine. And grow some herbs that you got from like a Trader Joe's or something.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fine. Or do you have like a whole backyard with like multiple raised beds? And then specifically for vegetables, how much vegetables are you eating? Do you really need to grow that much? Yeah, think about it.
And you could also, if you do grow excess, you could always give them to neighbors, and that's nice. Like you with your eggs. Because when we were out in Oregon, we did have a nice garden, and we grew lettuce. And God, you get so much fucking lettuce.
Yeah.
It was like coming up every single day. We're like, I can't eat all this.
Right.
So we would give it to neighbors. And like, that's a nice, easy thing
that's
to
what
be
we
able
do with our eggs.
Yeah.
And they bring in our trash cans for us. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice way to barter.
Yeah.
Have, community building. Some people will put like a bin outside their home that says like free lettuce bunches or whatever, Yeah. So you could always do that if you do get excess.
Exactly. Yeah. Or bring it into coworkers or something. Yeah. Lots of things that we could do.
Yeah.
Just take things into consideration. Like what do you want to grow? Why? Do you have the time to do all that?
Are you going to actually like pick it when it's ready is the other thing. Because it always feels...
Are you taking a big vacation in like September? That's probably not a good idea if you have like zucchinis.
It always feels very exciting when you're planting it, and then it starts to come in, and you're like, wow, I really overestimated how much I would eat of this.
We're going to talk about it. Yeah. Once you decide like how much space you have, where you're going to garden, climate zones, all that stuff, then you can talk about things like soil. Usually not everybody has perfect gardening soil in their backyards. Actually, usually no one does. You usually have to have some sort of soil amendment, especially if you have a raised bed, which is a bed like raised off the ground. Or
thank God you explained that.
Yeah.
They're raised, but they're not like cut off from the rest of the ground, right?
You can have like a raised bed that's like basically like a wooden bucket on stilts. But
or it could just be like open to the ground.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
We in the good city of Lewiston have like nice clay soil, which is not great. So we have to do lots of soil amendments, which is like compost and stuff like that. Last year I filled my raised beds with a lot of like sticks and twigs and stuff because it's really expensive to fill a raised bed. And I'm hoping that those will like compost down eventually.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then I used some of my own compost, and then I got some Coast of Maine is what I really like, that company Coast of Maine, because one, we're in Maine, and so Maine supporting Maine. Miracle Grow is a hit or miss. I get that it's cheap. If that's all that's available to you, that's fine. But it has a lot of synthetic fertilizers in it. Yeah. So when you're growing vegetables and things to eat, it makes me nervous, but meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our garden beds in Oregon, because there were like a bunch of raised beds there when we moved in, apparently the person before us to fill their raised beds had used packing peanuts. So it's just like
the styrofoam?
Yes.
Why?
Like there were tons of them all in the bottom. I don't know, to fill it up. It's like, did you think those would like decompose?
Unreal.
So we had to take them all out and throw them away. Ugh. Like, don't do that. Don't use plastic and styrofoam.
Right.
Use like sticks and twigs and rocks and shit. Don't put packing peanuts in there.
Right.
What do you pack your packing peanuts with? Pillows? Anyways, go ahead. It's from Broad City, where Abby gets like way too high and they're at like a Staples essentially. And she's like muttering to herself, all mad that a woman is packing pillows with packing peanuts.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Pillows are nature's packing peanuts.
But yeah, last year I didn't like, and this year I'll probably do the same. I don't like totally trust my compost because I don't know if I'm composting correctly.
Why?
It's just not as like soily as I thought it should be.
Like garbage chunks?
Well, there's a lot of chicken poop in it. And maybe I'll do like a composting update, but chicken poop is really nitrogen rich and it can almost burn your plants if you put it like right on. So you have to like let it set. So I have one compost pile that's like ready to go for the garden beds when I'm like finally get out there. And I haven't put any new things in it. I just turn it every once in a while. And then I have my new pile that is all chicken poop right now and pine shavings that will be next year's pile. But that's all the new stuff. And then the giant pile that I have. I got a system.
It sounds like you do.
I have a whole system.
You got a lot going on out there.
I just wish I had some time to like actually do stuff.
Yeah.
So whatever you need to do, you get your own compost. You go to a place to get actual compost. You get manure. You go to Lowe's. You get the bags. Whatever you need to do. You know, you got to get some soil. I've found that, you know, as someone who grows a lot of indoor plants, when you're outside, the outdoor plants need a lot of water and a lot of fertilizer or like things that are like nutrients. And that makes sense because they grow so much more rapidly than your indoor plants. And then watering. So that's another thing that's like climate dependent. We get a lot of rain in Maine. So like in July, I'll be watering a lot. But in June, probably not that much because we get a lot of rain in June.
Yeah.
If you live in like Arizona, you're probably going to be watering like multiple times a day. It totally depends.
Unless you're growing cacti.
Unless you're growing cacti, right? Or things that do you need like an irrigation system? That's advanced stuff. We're not there yet.
Yeah, calm down.
But just know that you're gonna be out there. You're gonna need to be out there every day watering, especially in the hotter months. And then we get to our plants. What are we planting?
Yeah.
This year, as we discussed, I tried to grow a lot of things from seed, and it didn't go well because now I don't know what I've planted.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, all my labels washed off.
Yep.
And
Smart.
There's a couple things that are growing, and I don't know what they are.
It's a fun surprise.
An
nice
idea
mystery
on a couple of things, and other things I'm like, I have no idea. This could be anything.
A real grab bag.
Yeah, so that wasn't great.
So don't do that.
Don't do that.
Write your labels with permanent marker, waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then because we live in Maine, we can't just like throw seeds in the ground in April and call it a day. Usually you have to start your seeds indoors. Some people have these big setups with like heat maps and lamps and stuff like that. I have a very like low budget setup, but some people, you know, it's even okay to do like the paper towel method where you get a wet paper towel, put it in a Ziploc bag, and you wait for those seeds to germinate. That's totally fine too. I think for beginners, I think the best thing to do is just like bite the bullet and get like seedlings from your local nursery.
Yeah.
Way easier than if you're just starting out, no need to fuss with seeds. I'm probably going to get a lot of seedlings because I don't know what I'm growing.
Yeah. It's like making a cake from the box versus like fresh ingredients.
In the end, you're still going to have a cake.
Yeah.
But
no one needs to know.
If this is your first cake ever, maybe just get the box.
Yeah. Someone's already done a couple of the steps for you, and that's great. That's not cheating. That's just giving you a little better of a starting point.
Exactly. It's a little bit more expensive than seeds, but
it's worth it.
If you're a beginner, I would recommend that. I'm going to probably do that this year, especially with the lettuces.
Lettuce.
The lettuce, yeah. You got to decide and then plan accordingly. Right now, it's May, too late to start seeds, right? So if you're like, oh, I want to do seeds, plan for next year.
When are you supposed to start them?
You're supposed to start. So it depends on your setup. I started mine in April, and they're ready to go outside now, which is May.
It's obviously going to be different depending on your climate and where you live.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people started them, and it totally depends on the seeds, too. Like, my peas came up, and I know that they're peas because of the way that they are. It's the only one I'm, like, totally sure. Peas. My peas came up, like, within 2 days, but some need, like, weeks to germinate, and it totally depends. So if
a little seed math.
Yeah, seed math. And they're usually like on the back of the packet. It will tell you when to plant them. Did I read the backs of the packets? No.
I got the gist.
Planted them in the little seedling pots and I went on my way. And then I washed off all my labels.
Smart. You're really on it.
I am.
You're on top of it.
Good thing. Let me tell you how to garden.
Yes, from an expert. Yeah, come learn how to do this.
Come learn how to do these things.
You know what? You've learned a lot from your mistakes. Yes. I feel like if anything, that's even more valuable than someone who's an expert is someone who's like, I fucked up all these things. Don't do this.
I think, you know? And I have like a little segment in the end about tips and pearls of wisdom. And one of them is like trial by error.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Or just listen to Kristin's trial by errors, and then you
do those errors for you, so you don't have to. I think
it's really noble of you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Honorable.
This is really,
she's going to take one for the team. Yeah. To learn from mistakes that she doesn't have to make, but she's making them for you guys.
Making them for you guys.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're really dedicated to this podcast.
Exactly. And then when to plant. So in Maine, a wise coworker of mine who has like the full garden set up with the heat maps and the seedlings and the lights and all the things. His general rule of thumb is nothing goes in the ground until after Mother's Day. But you can also get your Farmer's Almanac and it will tell you. And I think the big thing is to just make sure that the frost is all gone, that you're not going to have another like random frost.
Yeah. Imagine if you took the time to like start all your seedlings.
Or buy all the seedlings, all that money, and then you put them in the ground and then the next day they're dead.
One more surprise frost.
So, and then if that happens, there's like, you can put burlap sacks over to kind of protect them or stuff like that. But yeah, just try
not to.
Try not to. If you want to be proper about it, every plant has like, there's supposed to be so much distance between each plant. Like pumpkins need a lot of space.
Yeah.
Carrots, not so much. You can just throw those in a line and then you just pluck out the extras. I kind of just throw things wherever. And I end up
I don't think that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
I would say pay attention to those.
You can even buy like little
rules.
Blocks and spaces but whatever.
No, not whatever. I feel like out of all the planting rules, that's like the one that I'm like, yes, we have to follow this. Because otherwise the roots will all fuck with each other and then they'll choke each other out.
They'll be like a happy family.
And they'll kill
hands.
each other.
They could.
They're like family annihilators.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
If there are rules on there, just follow the rules.
Of each other, but I make a little bit of space. Obviously, like the pumpkins, I make more space. And the carrots, I make less space. But it's, the rules were meant to be broken.
No, and you, of all people, do not believe that. Once again, you pick and choose what rules you really care about. Like, why this one? Why are you so casual about this one?
I don't.
Whereas other rules, you're like, no, this is how it's supposed to be done. But this, you're like, whatever.
My plants aren't like on top of each other.
But still, different plants need different amounts of space.
Right.
And they know best. So why wouldn't you just listen to them? It's like you cooking where you're like, I know best.
I know best.
Despite
everything else.
Despite nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually end up winging it. And then I just, if it's like overcrowded, sometimes I'll like, it's just a future me problem that I'm not going to worry about.
Kick that can down the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I do try to make space for plants. And then you get these cute little seedlings, but then they grow up into big, giant plants.
Yeah, so remember that they'll get bigger.
They will get bigger.
Yeah. Like making cookies, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Leave space.
Yeah.
Room for Jesus.
Yeah, leave room for Jesus.
Let's talk about pests.
Please.
Squash bugs are my fucking nemesis. I hate those fuckers. There's a lot of different ways you can control pests. One way is to spray them with chemicals. I don't really like that because it hurts your beneficial insects like the spiders and the bees, but it also is like chemicals on your food and you're like, what am I eating? Yeah, there's other ways. You can do beneficial planting. So some vegetables, if you plant around a lot of herbs like basil and smelly things, rosemary, some bugs don't like the smells, so they stay away. You can also get trap plants that will like be extra appealing to your pest bugs, and the bugs will eat that and leave your other vegetables alone.
Imagine being sacrificed as the trap plant.
Yeah. I tried to do that last year, and my trap plants grew the best, and the bugs didn't work.
Right.
So
well, I mean, that's a nice surprise too. If it doesn't work as a trap plant, now you still got a plant.
Now I have a plant. Yeah. You can get like beneficial birds like chickens or ducks that will eat all the bugs. Careful of chickens because they'll also eat all of your berries and your plants and pull up all your strawberry plants like mine did. So supervise.
Yeah.
What I used last year that I thought was really good for slugs are beer traps where you get like a small bowl and you put beer in it and they're attracted to the sugar and then they drown.
They get wasted. What a nice way to go.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to die.
Drown in beer.
Let me drown drunk.
Natty Light.
Yeah.
What we got. Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't be my choice, but like if I were a slug, I'd probably be like, this is heaven.
This is great.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll drink myself
better
to
than
death.
Being salted, you know?
Way better.
Way better.
Being salted is terrible.
Right. And then cats. We have a lot of cats in our neighborhood. My cats are indoors.
As cats should be, because they decimate the local bird populations.
Well, and then they also decimate the local mouse population. So if you're like out in the country, it's nice to have a good barn cat to eat all the mice. Or to have snakes around to eat the mice.
Ooh, yeah. Get some snakes.
Snakes. And then spiders. I like the spiders. I'm scared of spiders, but I like them when they're in my garden because I pluck off the squash bugs and I throw them in the spider webs and then I watch the spiders eat the squash bugs and it makes me happy.
You're like a spider's assistant.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And they like make these, the ones we had like used to make these huge webs in our tomato plants. And I'm like, what are you doing in the tomatoes? All the squash bugs are on the squash. So I just pluck off all the squash bugs. Or I bring my chickens over to like, we had a big nest of them and I'm just like, get it. And I just hold the chicken there while it ate all the bugs.
Great. It's like a little vacuum.
Yeah, they are. They're nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about harvesting.
All right.
Get a basket. Get a plan. Those are my...
That's it?
Yeah. Well, you got to get a basket to hold all your stuff. And also, how cute are you?
Right? A cute little garden basket.
Right?
You get a little sun hat.
Oh, my gosh. You feel like you're like living off the land. It's a great feeling. And cherish your harvest. Like,
yeah, you grew that.
Anything, even if you're just growing leaves, that is a success.
Yeah. Give yourself a pat on the back.
If you're out there, success.
Yeah, you're doing it. Playing in the dirt. You're a dirt farmer.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
End of the day. Exactly. Last year we didn't think our tomatoes were going to take off as much as they did, and that was I don't know. We had so many tomatoes.
I feel like tomato plants go nuts.
You
can get so many tomatoes.
So funny. So Christopher's brother lives in San Diego, and so different climate, and he like tested the soil pH. He's watering it. He's like doing all this stuff to get like 1 or 2 tomatoes.
Really?
And then I still have bags of tomatoes in my freezer because I don't know what to do with them all.
Make a sauce.
Well, yeah. I had so many plans, but then I was like out there every night until sundown plucking off fucking tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes grow like crazy.
There were so many. I think our mistake is we had 2 different types of cherry tomatoes, so they were so productive. We need like 1 beefsteak, and 1 cherry.
Yeah, because the cherry tomatoes, you'll get so many of those. Yeah,
abundance.
Yeah, so I would be careful with cherry tomato plants and lettuce plants because you don't need as many as you think you do.
I thought I was giving them to the chickens. I'm giving them to neighbors. I gave a bunch to my mom.
I'll take some tomatoes.
I have a bunch of frozen tomatoes. You want them?
No, I like fresh tomatoes.
Well,
I don't want to make a sauce. Give them to your mom and have her make them into a sauce.
Maybe.
Right?
But yeah, my plan was I was going to learn how to can. I was going to make canned sauce. I never did.
That is quite the plan.
Well, I do still want to learn how to can stuff.
You gotta be really serious about it because of the botulism.
Yeah. I've got a couple books on it.
That'd be good hobby collectors in the future. Although
that
we gotta
was
be
my
very
plan.
careful.
We're like doing all this gardening, and then we just have all these vegetables. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with it. The zucchinis blew up, as they usually do. You don't need more than one zucchini plant. No one does. It's the easiest thing to grow.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. You don't need more than one, because then you're going to be overwhelmed with zucchini. You can only eat so much zucchini in my mind. I love zucchini, but
cucumbers too. I feel like cucumbers go crazy too. You can make pickles though.
My cucumbers instantly died.
Oh, really?
I got one, and then I plucked it, and then the whole plant just died. I don't know what happened. So I'll try again this year.
We did them in Oregon, and we got a ton. And Ian made pickles.
I love so much. I like pickles. I like them all. But anyway,
I love pickles. I hate cucumbers.
You gotta have a plan on what to do with all these freaking vegetables or the flowers. Are you gonna grow flowers? Put them in a vase. Give them away to people. Propose.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or just let them grow and then they die, and you can enjoy them while they're there.
Yeah. But like, if you're growing veggies, you gotta learn how to cook. Apparently, canning, drying, giving them away. I don't know. We were just overwhelmed with tomatoes. And then my tips and pearls.
Okay.
Number 1. Lean into trial and error, because it's going to happen. Not everything's going to be a success.
Yeah.
And sometimes your successes are too successful and they turn into overwhelming stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gloves. Garden gloves. I get the ones that have like the little not plastic, but they're like rubbery fingertips.
Yep.
Because dirt's kind of gross and bugs are definitely gross, but I'll touch anything with gloves on.
Yeah. And if you have sensory issues, you're probably going to avoid it if it's like, well, I got to get my fingernails all dirty underneath.
I really hate that.
I hate touching wet dirt.
If I have gloves, I feel indestructible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just bought a new pair. I'll have to buy a new pair again because I keep losing my pairs.
Maybe you have too many pairs.
That's true.
The problem? When you have too many, you're like, I'll just grab another one.
The ones I just bought are like neon orange, so I hope I don't lose them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Good thinking.
And then lastly, anything is a success. If you're out there, then I call it a success.
Yeah.
A win is a win.
You're gardening, baby.
That's it. You're gardening.
You got a stew going.
But yeah, that's my hobby collector. So good luck all.
Yeah.
Hope you garden. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's ups and downs for sure, but I feel very like self-sufficient, even though I'm definitely not.
You could be if you only ate tomatoes and lettuce.
Yeah,
you would be.
And zucchinis.
Yeah,
man,
you'd be set.
That classic tomato, lettuce, zucchini diet.
Yeah. Well, especially in the U.S. with the tariffs and everything, like whatever you can grow yourself is going to help you. So even if you're only growing lettuce and the rest you have to buy, that's lettuce you don't have to buy from the store. So anything is better than nothing.
Right. And I wish I was like a better cook so I could like do more stuff with it, but
yeah, you got to get into like sauces. You got to get into a lot of tomato sauce. Pizza Dad, tell Pizza Dad, get him to give Pizza Dad your tomatoes. He could get into making his own sauces. That's like a staple of being a pizza dad.
That's it.
Yeah. Pizza Dad to the rescue.
Pizza Dad to the rescue. But yeah, I really like it. Even if I'm like not eating the stuff that I harvest, the fact that I was able to grow it, I feel accomplished. And it's so different from what I do for work. So it's nice. I like it. It's nice to be outside.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it theoretically. I just don't usually do it. Ian's the garden boy.
Yeah, Ian's a garden boy.
Yeah.
Ian cracks me up because he's so eager to garden.
He doesn't learn enough about it?
No,
not
like
at all.
Bonsai.
Yeah.
He just doesn't learn enough about it.
No.
He's very trial by error.
The spirit's there. He's got the spirit for it.
Enthusiastic about it, wants to learn to a point.
Yeah. And then he doesn't. Yeah.
And then he doesn't. And he's like, wonder why this died. And you're like, well, mistakes were made.
Yeah. You probably should have like looked further into that. Yeah.
Just like a little bit of YouTube education would have gone a long way. But
you know what? He's given it his best shot.
Yeah.
And that's all we can
appreciate it. Yeah.
Kind of along your same lines of talking about pests, you know what I recently learned, which makes me sad, but it's good I learned it, and I want everyone else to learn it. If you're going to if you live in a place that has snails, which we don't have them here, but we had a ton out in...
We have some snails.
Yeah, but not like in Oregon. Like Oregon was the first place...
We have a lot of slugs, not snails.
Yes, we have slugs. They don't have homes, whereas the West Coast seems to have a lot of snails. And so they would always be on the sidewalks at the elementary school that I worked at, and I would always pick them up and move them because kids would stomp on them and you'd see all these smushed snails everywhere. And I know they're pests, but still, I don't want them to get smushed, so I would pick them up and move them. Apparently, you're supposed to like give a little tap on the shell first before you pick them up. Oh, because otherwise they can be attached to whatever they're on, and you can like rip out their something. You can fuck something up when you pick them up. If you don't give them a warning, they're like gripping onto the ground, and then you pick them up, it will tear their little suction guides or whatever, and they'll die. So I wonder how many snails I killed by like ripping their organs out.
Probably a lot.
Isn't that horrific?
That is horrific.
So if you are going to move a snail, give him a little knock on the shell first. Let him know, and he'll kind of pull inside his home, and then you can pick him up easy peasy.
Nice.
That's it. That was my only kind of the opposite of what you're talking about. You're talking about kind of killing the pests.
Yeah.
I'm trying saving them.
Try to kill them.
Yeah.
Certain ones.
Yeah.
I save the spiders.
Yeah.
And the worms. I like the worms.
I love a jumping spider. Nothing better than jumping spider. They're so freaking cute.
They are. Those are cute.
Yeah.
They always come out of nowhere.
All right. Well, thanks for teaching us about gardening. That was very informative.
Well, I hope you get out there this year.
Yeah.
And if you don't, all right.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. Not every hobby is for everyone.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to have to skip over alternative segments this episode because we're running out of time. But, what's that? Open your ear holes and give it a listen, because I hear coming down the tracks, is that our old friend and his trusted train companion coming down the tracks? Yeah, it's getting louder by the second. It's kind of getting overwhelmingly loud. It looks like they're really making a ruckus on these tracks, and it looks like they're headed for the station. But first, listen to that neigh. It's saying, I'm going to stop at the pizza shop. And that's exactly what they're doing, because it's time for Pizza Secrets. Got there. We got there.
Oh my God.
Does anyone else enjoy this but us? Is it just us?
It might be just us.
That's okay.
We're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, a little inside joke just for us.
It.
Yeah. All right.
That was fantastic.
Let's do that song.
All right.
Pizza Secrets. Tell me your secrets. Pizza Secrets. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first since you just talked about it.
Okay. That's great.
All right. Mine's just like a short little thing. It's not even really a big, long secret. It's just kind of like a shitty thing I would do. Mm-hmm. Mine is called Beach Run, Schmeech Run.
I like it.
Really clever title. When I was in high school, obviously I played soccer all 4 years of high school, and we had to do preseason, which is a nightmare.
I hate that.
Hated it. And we would do double sessions starting in August. And
should have done field hockey. Could not be bothered to do double sessions.
There are no left-handed sticks, so, it was discrimination.
It was.
So, yeah. And also, soccer is way more fun, even if it's harder. But yeah, we would do preseason every August, and it's like this whole intense thing. You got morning session from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., which is just running and conditioning.
Gross.
And then you'd have to come back from 4 to 6 that evening and do like ball skills and stuff. And it's for like 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks before school starts in August. And it would always be like right around my birthday, because my birthday's in the end of August. Fucking nightmare. God, I'm so glad I don't have to do that. But anyways, the second day of preseason every year would be a big beach run where you would have to go and run in the sand, and it's just like,
I hate that.
If you've ever tried running in the sand, you know how terrible it is. It's so hard.
Worse.
And it's the second day of preseason.
It's also like, I feel like it's bad for your back.
Yeah, right? Because it's uneven.
It's uneven.
It's like bad for your knees.
Twist an ankle.
Yeah. Right?
You have to run in bare feet, right? You can't run
No,
in
they would do it in
shoes.
sneakers.
Oh, don't you get sand in your shoes?
Well, I wouldn't know because I never showed up for the beach run all 4 years of high school. Because it's also the second day of preseason, so you're sore as fuck too. Because the first day you just spent 4 hours straight running, and we would have to, even though it's soccer, you have to do throw-ins and stuff. So we would have to do like arm workouts too, and you have to do ab workouts.
There's no like easing into preseason.
No, you go so hard that first day.
Ugh.
And the sound of a beach run was just a nightmare for me.
Thank you.
All 4 years I skipped it. And you know what? I still made the team and I still played.
There you go.
Nana boo boo. Even though Haley definitely judged me for it and would give me so much shit for it. I was like, I literally just don't care. I can't be bothered. My dad would be trying to drag me out of bed and he'd be like, you can't miss the second day. It looks really bad. I'm like, I just don't care. Yeah. I truly do not care. I don't care who I disappoint. I don't care who's mad at me. I'm not going.
Like looking back on it now, like how dedicated to sports we were when like now it's like, ugh.
The thing is, I wasn't, like
I was.
I loved playing and I was a good player. I just didn't like doing all the
fun.
Yeah.
Like
and
sports are always about fun for you.
Yes. And I didn't like it once it became too competitive and people will get like mad afterwards or they're crying. I'm like, it was a fucking game. Like, who cares? Why are you crying?
That's me. I'm crying.
Why?
I don't know.
Who cares?
Well, looking back at it now, it's like, yeah, who the fuck cares? It's high school.
Like, crying is crazy. That feels like such a dramatic reaction. God, one time when I was on my travel soccer team in middle school, we played this tournament. We won the game 1-0 because I scored the only goal. And our team captain, I don't know if you know her, but it was who went to Portland.
I don't
She
remember her.
screamed at all of us and said we didn't deserve to win that game. I'm like, bitch, we won because of me, asshole.
First of all,
like we won.
You're a captain of a travel soccer team. Like, relax.
Yeah. Rein it in.
Chill
out.
Like, and also you're in high school. Like,
it was middle school. This was middle school.
You're not so serious yet. Oh my god.
It was a travel soccer tournament.
Unreal.
And we won. We won the game. She was just mad because she didn't score the goal and I did. And so she was like, we didn't deserve to win that game.
There's a lot to
we didn't, Brittany? Well, we did. You're welcome, bitch. But yeah, anyways, that's my pizza secret.
There you go.
And you know what? In retrospect, I'm proud of myself because how many people just do what they're supposed to do and they just follow orders regardless of how their body feels, regardless of what their limits are, you know? I knew my limits and I said no to that beach run.
Your limit was beach run.
Yes. And my body said, no, you're sleeping. You're not going to the beach run. And I didn't. And
what time would
still
the
made
beach run be?
6 a.m.
Oh my God, no.
6 a.m. beach run the second day of preseason. So you spent 4 hours the day before running in the August heat. And then you got to wake up at 5 a.m. the next day and go run on the beach.
No, thank you.
Not me. I never did one.
No.
So,
no, thank you.
And everyone said it was a terrible experience. I'm like, I bet it was. That's why I didn't go. So,
probably should have stayed home.
Yeah. A little loophole. You could just not go.
You could just not go.
Yeah.
And still make the team, apparently.
Yeah. And of course, I didn't make varsity when I was like a freshman or a sophomore, but I didn't want to anyway. So, if you're like trying to make varsity freshman year, go to the beach run. But like, if you're a senior and you skip the beach run, you're still going to make varsity, especially if you're a good player. So,
yeah.
Pizza secret. All right, Kristin, what is your pizza secret?
Mine's called Vocera malfunction.
Whoa.
Malfunction in quotes. Have you heard of a Vocera?
No.
You don't work in healthcare, so.
I don't even know what that word is that you're saying.
Imagine a walkie-talkie that you have to wear around your neck so anybody in the hospital can get a hold of you at all times.
Ugh.
And then if you have to talk about, it's basically you just wear it on your neck and you have to just like yell to the world your whole conversation. It's very awkward.
It has like a little microphone in it?
Yes. And so rather than someone like paging you and you call on the phone, they can just say, call Kristin Stanhope and it will call them. And then you can have like, it's nice because you can get in touch with like the nurse. Like I can call, if I don't know the nurse's name, I go call room 3, whatever nurse. And it will call them. But it almost makes you too available.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And it's like the best and the worst thing. I want other people to be available. I don't want to be available.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right? And so the other day, the day that I had my clinic that I didn't know about.
Yep. Secret clinic.
I was like, well, shoot. And the moral of the story is that there are other people available. I am not the only one who works at this hospital. And so the surgeon kept calling me for like updates and stuff like this. I'm like, I don't know, I'm in clinic. And I kept saying like, oh, why don't you ask like Carl? Because Carl's going to take care of that. And trying to like be like very obvious, like not my problem.
Yeah.
So finally I just took the battery out of my Vocera and I was like, I'm not doing this. I was like, because it's like I'm trying to have a conversation with a patient and it's like, boop, boop, boop. Dr. So-and-so's trying, please, can you take a phone call from Dr. So-and-so?
No.
And I'm like, no.
Can other people hear it?
Yeah, it's announced to the world. Yeah, so then I have to step out. I have to have a very
that seems
public.
rude. You
It's
should be able to silence it.
well, you can say no. I do not accept this phone call.
But still, even just the interruption, like you should be able to silence the interruptions.
Yes, I hate it. I
Without
hate it so
taking
much.
the battery out.
Yeah. So
What
I
if
took
you
the
just got like a
battery
little buzz instead of it announcing
out.
it?
It would have been great, but it's like bloop, bloop, bloop. Dr. So-and-so is calling you. Can you take a phone call from Dr. So-and-so? And I'm like, no. I yell at it all the time. So I kept saying like, no. And then I'd call them back and they're like, oh, here's an update. Here's this. And then finally, so yeah, I just take the battery out and I'm like, fuck this. Other people are around. I cannot be the only one. And then, the surgeon starts calling me and texting me being like, I think something's wrong with your Vocera.
Oh,
and I'm like,
what?
oh, I'll have to check it. I can't check it right now. I finally put it back in. She's like, I think your battery ran out. I was like, must have ran out.
Yeah, wow.
Whoops.
Thank God you let me know.
Yeah. So
that's a good little strategy.
Yeah, just take the battery out.
Yeah, it's a little secret.
And then you get that, like, when you turn it back on, it's like, you have 14 missed calls.
Oh my God.
From
nope.
At 11:07, at 11:08, at 11:10, and you're like, God damn it!
I don't know how you don't smash that into the wall.
I hate it so much. But yeah, just take the battery out. It makes your life easier.
Loophole.
I was like, wow, so much quieter.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I approve.
Yeah,
it's like if you're on a phone call and that you don't want to be on, you can just put your phone into airplane mode, and it'll drop the call.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You say, oh, whoops.
Oops.
I must have lost service. I must have gone through a tunnel. Yeah, Lily taught me that. You just put your phone in airplane mode and it'll drop the call.
I will be doing that from
right?
now on. Oh, I love
Pretty
that.
clever.
I love that. Yeah. So yeah, it sucks when you give your cell phone out to all the surgeons and then they can reach you, but
yeah, that's too bad.
Anyway, so yeah.
All right. Great.
All right, well, that's our show.
Yeah.
Bit of a long one, but informative, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully you learn something.
Hopefully you're inspired.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe you're not inspired and you're like, this isn't for me. I'm not doing it.
Either way.
Either way, yeah.
We support you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the ways you can support us are... You
what
can
a transition,
right? You like
Let
that?
Me interrupt you by
it's a really good transition when we talk about it
exactly.
immediately after, before I've even transitioned.
Really, really impressed with that.
Like halfway through the transition.
Yeah. So
good to stop and admire
it. Interrupt that beautiful transition.
Yeah.
And make it like really non-transitional.
And look, now we're back to not having a good transition.
Yeah,
so there's not really.
We have to keep it consistent.
Yeah. We don't want to get people too excited about our abilities. Gotta stay true to ourselves, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Do you want to support us? You can.
Yeah, thanks. By liking, reviewing, and subscribing to us on all the podcast platforms. You can leave us a 5-star review. I believe, let me check the stats. And yep, it says we are only accepting 5 stars at this time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No 4s?
No, not this month.
Oh, okay.
The guys upstairs said no.
They said no.
I said, please. Can we allow a few 4s at least? And they said, sorry.
Like 5s only.
Yeah, we can't afford it right now. We don't have the room.
All right.
So
it's because of the tariffs.
Sorry, tariffs demand that 5 stars only. The guys upstairs, the
bean counters.
Yeah. So we're not in charge. We just talk.
We're just here.
Yeah. You can follow us on all the social media platforms. You can check out our Patreon. We're doing some fun bonus stuff over there. Yeah. And you guys know where to find us. Thanks for listening.
All right.
Oh.
Ooh. Majestic.
Right? So nice. Got anything else? The go-to.
Can see ya. Bye. Bye.